What up, y'all? It's Season Love, SENLUV, that's who I be. And welcome to another Get Baked Session. Yay! This segment on my channel is courtesy of my holistic wellness center, GetBakedNYC. And, I just like to, express the energy of this business through the best way that I know how, which is like creating content. So this is what I'm doing. So today, what I came up with and what I was just thinking about to do was to start doing movie reviews, because as you know, and if you don't, I am a filmmaker. Right now I attend the Ghetto Film School up here in the Bronx, and it's really great. I'm learning mad shit. I'm getting to exercise being a film producer. So I've been producing a lot of shit, not only in school, but also outside of school with like my friends and shit like that. They're also really talented creatives. I feel like bringing that into this makes a lot of sense for me, just because film is something that I'm already really knowledgeable on. I've been doing film since I was in high school. I want to say like I started writing films and pulling people together to do films in like 2019, I want to say. But I've had my channel since 2017, my YouTube channel since 2017. This movie that we're going to review today, it's pretty okay. I feel like it's a good start to like what I want this segment to be on my channel. Today's movie that we're going to review is called The Jazzman's Blues. It is exclusively on Netflix, and it is a Tyler Perry film. I feel like I already feel the energy behind, the stigma of Tyler Perry films, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and Tyler Perry is somebody that I grew up on, but as I became older and just watching his work thus far, I appreciate him as a filmmaker. He usually produces, directs, and writes his own shit, you know what I'm saying? And I respect that OD. I guess I don't have an issue with Tyler Perry. It's just some of the movies get a little okay, all right, you reaching real hard into this stereotype, you know what I'm saying? And I am not one that likes to support the energy of perpetuating a certain stigma about my people, because we're trying to shift out of that energy. Why are you perpetuating it, especially in the media? And the reason that I do film, and the reason that film is just a really big aspect in my life, in this lifetime specifically, is because film, the media, is so impactful on literally the narrative of everything. You know what I'm saying? It impacts so many different aspects, so many different perspectives that we think are ours, but in all reality, it's just been perpetuated and manipulated within us through media. So this was produced, directed, and written by Tyler Perry, and it was 2 hours and 8 minutes long. So very much really a slow burn. It was a slow burn, and usually for me personally, I'm trying to appreciate it more. I'm trying to appreciate slow burns more, because they do, you know what I'm saying? It gets better as it goes along, but I guess, I just lack patience in that aspect, you know what I'm saying? I be wanting movies, and especially movies, to get me in right there and then, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, that's just me. That's just how I feel about it. We're going to get into the different aspects of the film process from my perspective. This is how I kind of broke it down. It was made in 2020, in September to be specific. So not that long ago, but it's giving period piece overall. Oh, I wanted to read you guys the log line, because the log line is really important. If you don't know what a log line is, it's that sentence that, basically makes a decision as to if you're the audience member is gonna watch that movie or not. The log line is mad important. If the log line is not intriguing, niggas is gonna be like, nah, this just sound ass, bro. I'm not watching this, bro. I'm not jacking this, bro. Follows an investigation into an unsolved murder, unveiling a story full of forbidden love, deceit, and a secret. So the way that I'm gonna go through this is, first we're gonna touch on the writing, talking about the script and the dialogue and shit, and then we're gonna go into the directing, and then we're gonna go into the cinematography, and then we're gonna go into the overall production, producer aspect of it. That's how we're gonna break down these type of episodes. The writing, this was written by Tyler Perry himself, you know. Like I said, he usually writes most of his shit, which I respect. I respect OD. But personally, in my opinion, I feel like to do films and to be a part of films, I feel like the most important aspect is the collaboration sense of it, like being a part of the team, you know what I'm saying? I feel like the director's job is completely different from the writer's job. Not saying that somebody can't do it simultaneously, but you know, I don't know, I just always think it's good to, especially if you wrote your script yourself, it's good to, you know, hand it off to other people so that they can look at it from their perspective, you know what I mean? I feel like getting outside perspectives in this aspect, especially just with films, is always, I don't know, it translates better to the audience because it's not as narrow. But then again, it being narrow could be the very thing that pulls people in, you know what I'm saying? It's to each his own, honestly, in my opinion. The script writing in it was okay. The way that the story was, like I said, it was definitely a slow burn. It was definitely a slow burn. Our main character, his name was Bayou. He was this timid 17-year-old. He got bullied OD by his dad and his older brother. Like, it was weird as fuck. I don't know what the fuck was going on with that, but like, he was basically like the black sheep type shit. It was such a long movie. This shit was 2 hours and 8 minutes, bro. This shit was 2 hours and 8 minutes. And I think that overall, the script, the way that the story played out, it was definitely anticipating. Like, I anticipated the ending. Like, I knew that, oh yeah, there's going to be spoilers in this. So if you didn't watch the movie and you're at this point in this video, then you should pause it. Go watch the movie. Preferably while you're smacked, because that's what I did. And it was pretty good. And I dead sat here for like 2 hours and watched the movie, seriously. So you should watch it because I'm going to spoil it for you. But don't say I didn't warn you. But yeah, but I already knew that he was going to die. Like, I felt the vibes. Like, even like throughout the whole entire movie, even in parts where it was just like they was doing regular shit, it was like, oh my gosh, they about to run up on him, bro. They about to run up on him, please. So I feel like writing wise, it definitely kept us, like, I don't know, in the moment, and it helped us keep track. I want to say it helped us keep track of what was going on in the movie. I feel like if it didn't have all these small details leading up to the, you know, ending, like, it wouldn't have read as well as it did, if that makes sense. So yeah, I give the writing, the script writing in general, and like just the whole story arc and like the character development and shit, like I give it a strong 7.5 out of 10. I'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8. I like that number. I'll give it an 8. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. I want to talk about the flashback part. Like, I guess, you know, I love it. Like I said, this was a period piece. You know what I'm saying? So basically, how it started in the beginning, it was like 40 years later, technically. So we were 40 years in the future. It was still like the 1930s, 1920s, but we were 40 years in the future. So mom was old as fuck. Like, mom was like, she's about to be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But she's still sane. So she comes to I guess the mayor or some shit. I don't know who this guy was, but she comes to him with all of his letters, all of Bayou's letters, and gives it to him, saying that, oh, the cops killed my son. Because he's like, oh, I can't help you. Why didn't you go to the sheriff? And she's like, because they the ones that killed him. And and when that scene happened, and then he started reading the letters, like the mayor started reading the letters, that's when we flash back to Bayou's life. And that was basically the whole entire movie. And in my opinion, I feel like flashbacks, I wouldn't say flashbacks are lazy. I get in this sense of the story, it's like, you know, the mom is trying to, you know, redeem her son after all of these years. She's been trying for all of these years to get justice for her son. I'll just give the story an 8 out of 10. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it, bro. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Moving on to the directing. I feel like the directing was, like, the story definitely translated on screen. I feel like the actors did a really great job of keeping us in that time frame. I feel like that was the most important part for me. Actors were sexy. Their accents were on point, keeping us And like I said, the dialogue was really good. So like keeping the dialect with that time period consistent was definitely really valuable. Like that's something that I noticed, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, the story was a slow burn. It came real slow. The director, Tyler Perry, was the director. You probably already he produced, directed, and wrote this movie. I feel like throughout the whole entire movie, it being a slow burn, he did a really good job of keeping the tension up. Like I said, I felt like he was gonna die at every turn. Like genuinely, I really thought he was gonna die at every single turn, because it was just a predicted ending. Like, you know how it goes when colored folk at that time did anything with a lighter skin. But then again, it's like she was black herself, so it's all her fault. I blame everything on her. Shorty was dead wrong. Leanne, her actress, first of all, she's a great fucking actress. She's an amazing, phenomenal actress. But Leanne, it was all her fault. It was dead all her fault. Like, she literally got this man killed. She did. It was dead her fault. And then that scene at the ending of her being like old and senile, listening to the song over and over, like, girl, please don't do me right now. Don't do it. But I love the consistency of, I guess, you know, how they brought it together at the end with the song playing, and like, you know, the son is older now. Like, something that I didn't understand though, that didn't really read to me, was like how that was actually Bayou's son. Because it's like, that's a white ass baby. I don't think that's his son. But that's just me though. That's just me. That's just my opinion. You let me know what you think down in the comments. But I don't think that was his son. I didn't really see how that translated. Maybe there was parts I wasn't listening to or something like that. But I was literally sitting here the whole entire time. But like, I don't know. That part didn't really translate to me. So that's me. But I feel like the whole entire movie in general, like directing wise, like it definitely kept us present. It kept us still. So I appreciated that a lot. The brothers are dickhead though. At the ending, I did not expect that little twist. That was a nice twist, and I feel like it was shot really well. And like, the brother is sick for that. The brother is really sick for that. He's gonna remember that for the rest of his fucking life. I wish that we had seen some type of parallel to like the brother, like afterwards, like after they did that. Like, is the brother dead? You know, he was shooting up, so maybe like, you know, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, but like I would have liked to seen like a little bit more info about the brother at the ending also. But cinematography. Now, if you don't know what cinematography is, it's like the you know, the camera shots, you know, the lighting, all the stuff that makes it look sexy. You know what I'm saying? So, the cinematographer was, let's see, hold on. Brett Pollack was the cinematographer. He did a really great job. There were so many pretty shots in this film. Like, I think that color-wise, it would definitely stay consistent to the time period, which I appreciated, because I feel like that's kind of what kept me wrapped into the story. Yeah, it was definitely consistent to the time period. I feel like there were a lot of dark shots, and I don't know. I think that the dark shots gave me, like, it was hard to see a little bit, but it gave me, I guess, mystery, which kind of fed into the story, but also left me a little bit confused as far as like what was really like going on, because like the shot was like just really dark. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it was a cool aspect. Mainly in the outside scenes. I mean, in the outside scenes, like those were really fucking dark. But there was a lot of pretty colors in the nightclub scenes, and like the you know, when he was performing and shit like that, and when mom, because her mom like has a really fucking great voice, like an amazing fucking voice. So you know, those shots in her little jukebox joint, you know what I'm saying, those shots were really nice. And the whole entire thing, you know, it remained consistent. Like, it was all dull. It was all just like, it gave, I guess, 1920s, 1930s as far as like, you know, how it looked. So I like the cinematography. I'll give the cinematography a strong. I didn't critique the directing. I would give I'm going to give the directing a 7.5 out of 10, around there. And no, I'll give the directing an 8. Yeah, and then the cinematography a 7.5 in this movie. And now, finally, tying it all together, and why I really be doing this film shit is the production, how the producing process and all of that aspect. I feel like this is an underrated role in the film industry, in my opinion. I just think that we should put a little bit more respect on the producer's name, because the producer be making it all happen. Are you shitting me? So the locations were fucking great. I don't know how, like, bruh, like how the set looked, like kudos to whoever the art director was on this shit, because like the locations were great. The houses looked like, even from the outside, the externals, like the external aspect of it, like looked fucking great, and it looked old timey, rough, rigged, like it stayed consistent, and I fucked with that heavy. It came out in September. I personally didn't hear a lot of buzz about it. I didn't really hear about it, maybe because I don't really follow Tyler Perry's films or anything like that. Like, I don't know. But it was okay. I didn't really hear anything about it, but it came out in September. And a part of producing is definitely like the aspect of pushing it out there and making sure, like, it actually gets watches and shit. Let me see if this actually played in the theaters or not. No, it didn't play in the theaters. It was just released on Netflix. So like, I don't know. The ratings, there's a lot of mixed reviews about it. It's a lot of it. Some people like really liked it and think it's one of Tyler Perry's best like films, which I kind of agree with. You know what I'm saying? I think this is more on one of Tyler Perry's good ones rather than the real cringy ones. Like, I definitely think like this movie was worth something, especially just the whole message of it, but also the duality of that. I also personally don't like black trauma to be reiterated on the screen. Like, why can't like we just be like wizards and shit? Like, we can't just be superheroes, or like why do we always have to perpetuate like black trauma in the media? Like, that's really tiring to watch. So in my opinion, I feel like my anxiety was also up during the movie, because it's also like, oh my gosh, okay, I know this black man's gonna die, like, hurry up, show me how it's gonna go. Fuck, like like, it gets almost like, oh my gosh, like I want it to be over. That's why, like, slow burns for me, especially in the aspect of like watching black trauma porn, it's just like, I don't want to deal with this. But it's also a good film, so like it was really shot visually well. Like, it was beautiful. This was shot in Atlanta, by the way. Overall, my overall rating of this movie, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. That's just like kind of weighing out the pros and the cons of it, because it was a good movie, and I feel like the message, that lion bitch, like, I guess. And then the reveal at the ending of showing the Confederate flag on the house was really like, she really stayed with that family. The son is older now. She did him dirt. It's all her fault. It's literally all her fault. It's all that bitch's fault. It's all her fault. That's all I gotta say. Do I recommend this movie? Absolutely. Take your time to watch it. I think that you should definitely watch it. See what it's about. See what's going on with it. And let me know how you feel down in the comments. You know what I'm saying? On that note, I really hope you enjoyed this movie review. Thank you so much for getting baked with me this week. I appreciate you. I am looking forward to doing reviews just like this in the upcoming weeks. I feel like this is a really comfortable spot for me. I'm not gonna lie. I really appreciate like just being able to share my perspective on the different aspects of like different films, because it's like this is like my life, guys. Like, outside of like my season lifestyle and the money healing monologues and me being on TikTok and shit, like film is my shit. Like this is what I do every day. Like I'm about to go to a fucking rehearsal right now for a film that we're doing tomorrow. So like, you know what I mean? I'm grateful to be able to share my intellect in this aspect, you know? So I'm excited. But don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that good shit. And I'm going to see you guys in the next one, alright? Peace.